Hazing refers to any activity expected of someone joining a group that humiliates, degrades, or risks emotion and or physical harm, regardless of the person's willingness to participate. Hazing has been a highly debated topic over the last several decades due to a highly contrasting opinions of the practice, as well as the fact that it is widely used as a form of initiation for new members in exclusive social groups. Many argue that hazing has no place in modern society because of its potential for physical and emotional harm that has become associated with it. On the contrary, others believe that it is a unifying tradition like any other, and its omission would tarnish the camaraderie felt between members of the group. No matter which side you are on, however, it's a simple fact that hazing brings a host of legal ramifications if it is reported. Despite this, it is estimated that there are nearly 9 million college students involved in Greek organizations like fraternities and sororities. These are the most commonly cited groups when discussing hazing abuse. To gain some first-hand insight on these issues, we created an anonymous survey and asked a number of pledges of the 2014 fall semester at Penn State to give us feedback on their opinion of hazing and fraternity traditions.
How about you, tough guy?
God fucked up and gave me a dick. Shit, sir.
That's right, God really did fuck up when he gave you a dick.
The pledges that were surveyed unanimously agreed that hazing promoted unity among members of the group and laid foundations of close friendships. What this provides for pledges is a place where they feel they belong, as is the goal of exclusive social groups such as fraternities and sororities. On top of this, pledges generally agreed that making it through hazing instilled a sense of accomplishment, which is contrary to beliefs that hazing may lead to a loss of self-esteem.
Hazing can involve seemingly harmless activities, but such activities often set the stage for more risky and potentially dangerous behaviors. The risk level of hazing can quickly escalate and take participants by surprise. Alcohol, uneven distribution of power among the group, peer pressure, and groupthink are some of the factors that can impair judgment and contribute to increasing the danger level of hazing. It is clear that hazing is not a well-defined issue, as there are strong arguments for both the good side and the bad side of hazing. The real question is, when does hazing cross the line between unifying tradition and unnecessary harm to the subject? When does the bad begin to outweigh the good? We analyzed a few prominent hazing court cases in order to gain a better understanding of public and legal opinions of this question.
Hazing is sometimes justified by saying that those that are receiving the treatment have a choice in participating. Nobody is forcing others to be there, and in the case of fraternities, pledges can walk out whenever they feel the need. Therefore, the ones that remain are accepting the treatment by staying. People have argued back and forth if this is the reason behind the continued use of hazing is acceptable. Finally, following a tragic 2007 hazing-related death at Rider University, the U.S. court took a stance. The incident involved the death of Gary DeVerselli Jr., who was pledging the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity. Gary died of alcohol poisoning the same night 2 other pledges were forced to go to the hospital. The death was a result of pledges being pressured into drinking large amount of alcohol in a short period of time as a part of a brotherhood ritual. The victims' parents later sued the university and the fraternity in civil court. The court ruling set a precedent in New Jersey and abolished the charitable immunity defense for fraternities. The court's verdict reads as follows. This court finds that the defendants are fraternal organizations whose purpose is not solely charitable or educational, but rather partially to benefit its members. Thus, defendants' claims do not survive the motion to dismiss. Therefore, it is not acceptable for this type of hazing to continue because those involved chose to be there. The fraternities have an obligation to benefit its members by looking out for their well-being. What this court case shows is that fraternities cannot use the defense that pledges consented if the harm done by the activity is of permanent or significant scale. This begins to draw the line between what is acceptable and what is criminal when it comes to hazing.
Over the last several decades, a number of anti-hazing organizations have formed with the goal of eliminating hazing. Groups like MASH, Mothers Against School Hazing, target the health threats of violent and binge-drinking hazing. It seems that these groups are very concerned with the extreme sides of hazing where actual permanent injury can occur. Though these organizations aim for an end to hazing completely, one can see by their focus that some activities covered under hazing, such as intense exercise, cleaning, and reasonable verbal abuse, are less of a concern. Although these may still be policy targets, a line of priority has been created which separates hazing into two groups. On the one hand, we have physically and mentally hazardous hazing, which these organizations believe need to end immediately. On the other hand, there is hazing consisting of menial tasks and only moderate stress that may be uncomfortable to endure but have no lasting effect. To public organizations, these less threatening forms of hazing are not okay, but are tolerable for the time being in interest of removing the more extreme kind. Based on the evidence gathered from news outlets, court cases, and personal responses from involved parties, the difference between beneficial and unnecessary hazing has become much more clear. It seems to be generally agreed upon that moderately stressful hazing is uncomfortable, but provides a sense of unity to pledges and forges relationships worth much more than the cost of hazing. The problem with hazing occurs when organizations go too far and cause permanent harm to subjects. This kind of hazing has been declared unacceptable by law and by public opinion, and all individuals should be on the lookout for signs of such acts. If you see signs of dangerous hazing, do not hesitate to report the offenses. You could be saving a life.
It seems that all that was good has